Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. This is where we give you hot, fresh, and sizzling news all day long. If this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you doing? Please go ahead and subscribe. Also, hit on the like button. That we will encourage to put on more reliable and authentic news. And also, YouTube is able to recommend this video to other YouTube viewers all around the world. Lastly, please leave your opinions in the comments section below. President Tinubu will meet with security chiefs following his return from an 18-day trip abroad amid rising killings in Plateau, Benue, and other states. Over 120 people have been killed and thousands displaced since Tinubu left Nigeria on April 2nd, sparking urgent calls for stronger security measures. The presidency has blamed state governors for underfunding security despite receiving large security votes, urging better use of existing structures. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has scheduled an emergency meeting with Nigerian security chiefs barely a day after his return from an 18-day working visit to Paris and London. The decision comes amid renewed violence and rising death tolls in Plateau, Benue, and other flashpoints across the country. The presidential aircraft Air Force 001 touched down at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, at 9:50 p.m. on Monday, April 21, with Tinubu returning to mounting security concerns at home. Since its departure on April 2nd, over 120 civilians have been killed and thousands have been displaced despite an ongoing military presence in the affected areas. Sources within the presidency reveal that President Tinubu would meet with security chiefs and National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu to reassess the national security strategy and intensify operations in troubled zones, as reported by The Punch. The president will certainly meet the service chiefs to review the security situation across the country, especially in Plateau, Borno, and Benue. He's been receiving regular briefings abroad and issuing instructions. Now that he's back, he wants direct engagement, a senior government official said. The security meeting is expected to evaluate the effectiveness of current deployments and explore immediate tactical adjustments to curb the violence. In a parallel development, the presidency has directed criticism at state governors, blaming them for inadequate support to security agencies within their territories. This comes amid revelations that governors are spending disproportionately low amounts on security despite receiving substantial monthly security votes. I think that most of these governors, they just feel like the security votes that they are being given monthly is for their personal spending. Most of them just spend it as if it's their salary and they don't use it for what the money is actually meant for. Imagine security, which means the money is meant for security, secure the lives and property of the citizens of your state that you are the leader over. But most of them are spending the money, using it for, miscellaneous, just spending it as if it's their personal money. Whereas you have policemen in the states that would not go to any crime scene without collecting money for petrol from anybody that comes to report a case. You can imagine that in this same Nigeria, I think there was one time that a policeman, granted an interview and said that, some police stations do not even get any security allowance at all, while some just get maybe once in 3 months, while some are giving maybe 15,000 or 10,000 naira that you even called it. I say, in this same Nigeria, in this same nation, no wonder you go and report case and they will ask you for money for airtime, money to buy petrol so that they can take their vehicle to the crime scene. You can imagine. And you're expecting them to work efficiently. You're expecting that they should be effective. It's not possible. Anyway, moving on. Speaking on TVCs beyond the headlines, Presidential Advisor on Policy Communication, Daniel Wala, accused some governors of token support to law enforcement agencies. Some governors allocate just 20 million naira each to the SSS, police, and army, while their monthly security vote ranges from 1 billion naira to 3 billion naira. Where is the accountability? He asked. Daniel Wala argues that the solution to Nigerian security crisis does not lie solely in creating a state police system, but rather in better utilization of existing funds and resources under the current security framework. According to Wala, The state executives already have sufficient legal authority and federal presence, military detachments, DSS units, and police formations to respond effectively if properly equipped and funded. A governor receiving 3 to 2 billion naira in security votes can allocate 1 billion naira to drones, vehicles, surveillance equipment, and infrastructure to support federal agents, Daniel Wala noted. But then, if they allocate like 1 billion out of the maybe 2 to 3 billion naira that they're collecting for security votes to drones, how are they going to be able to embezzle money? How are they going to, pocket the ones they want to use to travel out and build houses in Bahama or Atlanta? That is the problem. That is the problem. These governors are evil, very wicked. They just open their eyes and allow people to die, allow people of their states to suffer. Look at this governor of Plateau State, and all some of these northern governors that are pretending like the problem is coming from the federal, whereas they keep pocketing security funds monthly, meant to go to some of these, operational activities that involves the police or the security agencies in general. And here you also have them. They are the same people who will start clamoring for state police. Even the federal government, you have not even finished funding it. You have not been able to handle the police units in your states, not to talk of when you now have state-funded ones. At least do something with the security votes that you are collecting. Let us know that, this governor is different. So look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing to protect lives and property in the state. But no, they pretend as if the money is for miscellaneous and the money goes to other things, expenses incurred. There are some governors that their people are suffering, their people are being killed daily. But yet they kill one cow every single day in government house. You can imagine. Anyway, moving on. He added that criminal groups are now deploying technologies such as drones, raising questions about the state's capacity and willingness to match that level of sophistication. Even the criminals that the federal government is trying to capture, the criminals that state government is trying to protect their citizens against, they are now using drones, whereas federal governments do not even have drones. State governments, they don't have drones. So who are we deceiving? Are we truly fighting insecurity? Are we truly fighting the insurgency? Are we fighting terrorism and Boko Haram? Actually, if you want to look at it, are we actually doing what we say we are doing? No, they're just paying lip service to it. People will just go to a village, murder thousands of people, hundreds of people. They just murder them and disappear into thin air. And the government will just come out and, send condolence. And that is the end of the story. Nothing is being done. I think it's high time that citizens of each state should start asking their governors what they are doing with their security votes. I think it's high time. Moving on. Undemocratic elements are using more advanced tools than state governments. That's unacceptable, it's stressed, Exactly what I just said, you see. As the debate over security deepens, former Chief of Army Staff Theophilus Danjuma's call for self-defense among Nigerians has divided opinion. While Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa rejected the suggestion, fearing it could escalate violence, stakeholders in Plateau and Taraba backed it as a last resort measure. If care is not taken, that would still be what people would start doing. Because how can you just sit down and you allow some people from nowhere just evade your community without you trying to protect yourself? Like, how long are people going to sit down and allow that to happen? How long are people just going to, sit down while other people come to kill them? These are gun-wielding people, for goodness sake. Despite the fact that, there is a law that no individual should carry gun. If you're not a security agent, you should not carry gun. We see herdsmen carrying gun every day. Herdsmen that are just rearing cows and cattle. How are they able to carry gun? While ordinary average Nigerian cannot even carry gun to defend themselves. I know that it's very risky and, but I think that since the federal government and the state government are not doing what they're supposed to do to protect the lives and properties of their citizens, then the citizens should be able to defend themselves. They should be able to defend themselves, which is why I don't blame Danjuma, for suggesting that Nigerians should start defending themselves against, these callous people who just, imagine what is happening in Plateau State. They just enter the community and wipe them out and they disappear. Security agencies are not able to apprehend just one person. They are not even able to use one person to set as an example for the others. So where are we going from here? Where exactly are we going from here? When crimes are just, people are committing crimes with levity. People are committing crimes and going scot-free. So where exactly are we going if you're saying that people should still not carry guns? Anyway, moving on. Meanwhile, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's forthcoming meeting with a security team is seen as a crucial step forward, restoring confidence in government efforts and protecting lives across volatile regions. Amaechi expressed deep concern over the ongoing killings of innocent citizens in various parts of the country and criticized Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government's apparent inability to protect its people. You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Thank you very much for always listening and watching, guys. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.